Okay. Ah! Oh.
6:38 at KPEL, Wednesday, June 22nd, 2016. Thanks for waking up with us. Gosh, Brandon, does that song just get you in the mood for football season?
It does.
It makes me, we talked about this last summer. Mm-hmm. I can't get excited about football right now because it's way too hot. And we don't even get it that much here. When I lived in Atlanta, there is a subset of Saints fans.
Yeah.
And there are a couple bars and restaurants that are Saints bars and restaurants.
In Atlanta?
Totally. Yes, there's actually a place called Front Page News.
Okay.
That has year-round crawfish po' boys. Wow. Always. And they're great. Man. So we would have to go there and get gumbo and get all that kind of stuff and watch the Saints game.
Okay, why have I been living here all my life and I've never had a crawfish po' boy?
Have you never?
I've had shrimp, but never crawfish.
Okay, a lot of times it's not on the menu.
Okay.
But they have fried crawfish and they clearly have po' boys. So a lot of times you can order like the whatever, half and half or something, and just say, can I have that on po' boy bread? Brandon, you need to.
Man, that sounds amazing.
Really? You've never had that?
I've had fried crawfish, I've had po' boys, but I've never put the two together.
Well, there's I've created a new bucket list item for you. All this to say, at the front page news place on Sundays, I always have that stuff with a Bloody Mary bar, which you got me there already. Mm-hmm. And it gets cool, in the fall. You have like a real fall, like a regular place. Mm-hmm. And so that cold weather, I just love cold weather in football. It's that's it.
Me too.
Anyway, joining us on the phone, completely off topic, for Lafayette Live, City Parish Councilwoman Liz Webb, Hebert. Okay, how do you like your football? Cold weather, gumbo?
No way. I'll take the hot weather any day, all day. Not a cold weather person.
Do you find that the women are always cold? Like my wife, it could be 100 degrees outside, and she has got to be mad that I turned the thermostat down because she's freezing. And I'm like, step outside in the back, But she feels the same way.
Yeah, no, I keep my heater on at work year round. Sadly, I'm always cold. Always cold.
So you guys had a big meeting last night. A lot of different things came up. One thing which I think is so interesting is the safe zones, and the proposed safe zone next to Lafayette Police Department, corner of University and Pinhook, right?
Pinhook.
Yes, University and Pinhook.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I just had a mind situation where I was trying to think of a different intersection. So over there, initially I was thinking, okay, when you sell something on eBay or when you do those sorts of sales, you do want to go somewhere that's in a lit area, that's a public place, and you might be looking for things, Craigslist as well. But it could also be used for some other reasons as well, right?
You're absolutely right. It can be child safety exchange where two families that are now no longer together that need a little help from the family courts, just meeting somewhere on neutral ground with police present to exchange their kids for the custody agreements.
Yeah.
This idea kind of came from, actually, I got this from Morgan City. They just recently started doing this, and I brought it to Chief Thomas and asked if this is something that we could do here in Lafayette. And I'm not a big online buyer, but I know so many people that are, and you hear the stories about people, with the best of intentions wanting to meet up, but whether the exchange goes bad and they get robbed, or if you think about it, say the exchange goes fine, but it's a stolen good or the good doesn't work, and all you've got is this person's phone number and maybe no longer works after you try to call them. So what you can do now is this space is available. It's available 24/7 in front of the police station. You're surrounded by cameras, the front, the back of the car, the sides of the car. There's somebody watching the surveillance the whole entire time. So how this would work is you pull up to the police station, you call a number. If you want a police officer to come outside and watch the exchange happen, we have these two parking spots that look like the handicap parking spots. So there's two designated spots right next to each other. You and that other person pull on up. You can call the number. The cop comes on out, and then you make the exchange and you leave. So say you get home and that microwave you bought doesn't work. And you can call the police station. They'll have a driver's license. They'll have a license plate number, the make and the model of the car, to where that person can be tracked down.
Okay. It's really interesting.
And you can get your money back. Yeah, absolutely. And same thing with the Safe Family Exchange. Currently, these families are going into the police station, but the added stress on top of, doing this as a parent, you're also having to lug the car seats, the baby and kid gear across the parking lot to go into the police station, whereas here you just pull on up, cop comes on out, you can exchange the children and all the stuff that kids come with, right?
Yeah.
Right then and there.
I know, and as a child whose parents were divorced, it was luckily a great situation, but great situation between my parents. It wasn't a great situation, but you know what I'm saying. But you see sometimes, the Friday afternoon or the Sunday afternoon, whether you're at Walmart or, any of the stores, two people meeting up. And, if you are in one of those situations where maybe it's not such a good situation yet, and maybe there is some tension, to go somewhere that's a mutual place. It's not one house or the other. It's, it's a place that's safe. Really good.
Area.
Okay, I also just wanted to ask you, and I don't know how involved you were in this, but the legal budget, the added money going to the local legal budget, I saw that the budget had actually changed, and the change actually goes to before you were elected, but was down, and so now we're looking, I think 1.3 million is the number now, but it was 993 2 years ago, and then brought down in the 700,000s. Do we know why that was initially cut? I mean, it's not for a lack of need, for sure.
Well, it wasn't necessarily cut. That kind of happened before I came into office with last year's budget. As you know, as any business owner knows, you make a budget every year, doing the best that you can to anticipate what, in this case, the legal budget needs to be. And this year, we just, Paul Escott said, our city attorney said, we've just gotten a large amount since we've been in office of, between things with the DA, red flags and mosquito control, different things. So many different things have come up to require us to use the DA's and all the other attorneys' services. And a few of the questions and Paul Escott, our DA, made a great point. He said, our city attorney made a great point, is that their job is not to be proactive. Their job is to be reactive, whether it's people calling in for public requests, which we, of course, legally have to honor, and we do want to honor and do a great job at that. But if anything that can come up, anything that the council members want to know about and want to check the legal bindings to, using an example of the safe space that's mentioned to you, while they're doing it in other cities, I wanted to be sure that, not just that this wasn't going to cost us a lot of extra money and take police officers off the street, but how legal is this for us to post this on site? So I had him work on that for me. So different things like that. And of course, it's just we've had so much this year come up on us that we just had to increase the budget by a little bit. And there was an amendment that council member Boudreaux brought up, and he said, we've got to make it match last year, what we spent last year's actuals. So that was what was brought up at the council meeting last night.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I'm looking at your Facebook page. I see there is an event hosted by Civic Side, a 24-hour citizen project, an event where citizens can pursue their ideas that make our community great. We're going to share that event over on the KPEL Facebook page. Always good to get people involved in the community. What's next? What's going on in the future?
Absolutely. This we're talking about the safe space. This was not an idea that I happened to dream of. A constituent, a good friend of mine, called me and said, Morgan City's doing this. This is something that Lafayette needs to do. Please, as my councilwoman, would you please look into them for me? I want to hear from my constituents, my friends, my neighbors, and tell me your great ideas. And I want to help, being in the position I am, to help put it forward. So I think that's why I love this project so much. My friend Butch Russell, who started Civic Side a few years ago, is the one who actually approached me. I'll be one of the, I forget the official name of the actual role I'll play, but it's more of an advisory position to hear the ideas and help push them forward. So I'm really excited about participating. It's a one-day project. Anyone can participate. So I look forward to hearing the ideas people bring forward. All
right, Lafayette City Parish Councilwoman Liz Webb, Hebert, thanks for joining us this morning on Lafayette Live.
Of course. Thanks so much, guys. Y'all have a wonderful day.
You too.